Less than 2 weeks after Netra Bikram Chand-led group, previously an underground outfit, joined the mainstream politics, another outlawed outfit led by Jai Krishna Goit has tried to raise the ugly head of terrorism in the country. The blast orchestrated by this group that led to several people getting injured in Siraha is a proof that radical forces still exist and that they need to be brought to the table for talks. Good morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the top stories of the hour. Intra-party dispute of the CPN-UML reaches the Election Commission. The Nepal faction urges the Commission not to give validity to the single-handed decisions of the party chairman. Dairy farmers failed to receive their dues for the past 4 months, amounting to 1 billion rupees. State-owned DDC cites COVID impact for withholding 500 million rupees. At least 39 protesters gunned down in one of the bloodiest days yet in Myanmar since the military toppled the government. And Portuguese star Cristiano Ronaldo breaks all-time official goals record of Brazilian football legend Pelé, the soccer legend, among the first men to congratulate Ronaldo. The dissident faction of the CPN-UML has written a letter to the Election Commission not to give validity to the decision taken by party chairman and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to add, remove and amend the statute of the party single-handedly. 11 standing committee members, including 9 office bearers from the Madhav Kumar Nepal faction, filed a letter at the Election Commission yesterday in this regard. There are 25 members in the standing committee of the CPN-UML. Premier Oli had called a meeting of his close associates and decided to strip responsibilities of leaders from the Nepal faction and amend the statute. The meeting had also removed the provision of the age limit of 70 years to be involved in active politics. The disgruntled faction, however, urged the Election Commission not to update the amended statute. The faction claimed in its letter that only the National General Convention and the Statute Convention have the right to amend the party statute. The dissident faction also stated that the decision taken by Premier Oli was against the party's system and practice and was not in line with the party's statute. The intra-party dispute within the CPN-UML is further deepening as Prime Minister Oli has been trying to corner the Nepal faction after the Supreme Court verdict that separated CPN-UML and CPN-Mao Center as separate parties. The CPN-Mao Center has corresponded with all the leaders presently assuming the ministerial position to return to the party. A note in this regard has also been sent to the Cabinet and Parliament Secretariat. The meeting held at the party office in Paris Dada dwelt over the 24-hour clarification to be turned in by leaders who decided to quit the party following the Supreme Court's verdict, the change in party's name and the recent political developments in the country. At yesterday's meeting, leaders informed about the recent political developments at the provincial level and the party's situation at provinces. The standing committee meeting of the CPN-Mao Center held yesterday had instructed 6 ministers of the incumbent government, including Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa, to return to the party. Mao Center's leaders, including Home Minister Thapa, Energy Minister Tup Bahadur Ramaji, Industry Minister Lekhraj Bhatta, Water Supply Minister Mani Thapa, Irrigation Minister Prabhu Saj, Sports Minister Dawa Lama and Labour Minister Gauri Shankar Chaudhary are in the incumbent government. However, CPN-UML Chairman and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli had recently nominated 23 leaders, including Home Minister Thapa, as Central Committee members of the party. The CPN-Mao Center responded by seeking a 24-hour clarification from these leaders. The House of Representatives has a provision which says the post of any lawmaker will automatically become vacant if the party takes action against him or her. Sugarcane farmers had come to Kathmandu from the Tarai to protest against the payment of dues 4 months ago. Likewise, the dairy farmers are now facing the problem of non-payment as around 1 billion rupees has been withheld from them. The payment has been blocked not only by private dairies but also by the state-owned Dairy Development Corporation. More in this report.
Nepal produces an average of 5.2 million litres of milk every day. Meanwhile, only 800,000 litres to 1 million litres of milk come to the market. The private dairies, along with government-owned Dairy Development Corporation, bring milk to the market. They have been buying milk from the farmers at cheap rates and selling it to the customers at the high prices. However, the farmers have not been paid for the milk since 4 months. The private dairies have not cleared the payments since 4 months, whereas the Dairy Development Corporation has not made payments to the farmers since 3 months. However, they have not stopped collecting milk from the farmers. Though the farmers have complained to the central government and the provincial government about not receiving the due amounts for the milk sold, initiatives have not been taken to solve the problem. The private dairies owe the farmers 500 million rupees, while the same amount is yet to be paid by the Dairy Development Corporation. They have stopped the payment, making the excuses that the party palaces and hotels have still not been fully operational. The corporation has said that it has not been able to clear the dues as it has not been able to sell dairy products worth more than 1 billion rupees. Although the Dairy Development Corporation says its products have failed to find appropriate market, the import of milk and dairy products have not stopped. According to statistics of the Customs Department, milk and milk products worth 170 million rupees were imported in the first 7 months of the current fiscal year. The import was around 2 billion rupees in the last fiscal year. This also shows that there is market for milk and milk products within the country. However, the failure of Dairy Development Corporation and private dairies to diversify and raise the productions has affected the farmers badly.
And in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents of Surkhet how has the rivalry at the leadership level affected the local level politics. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
ठुला नेता लड्ने मिल्ने भन्ने एकातिर छ अनि त्यसको प्रभाव त सबभन्दा बढी तल्ला कार्यकर्ताहरुमा पर्ने गरेछ जुन त्यो एकदमै नकारात्मक भइराछ नेताहरु कुर्चीको लागि लडाई झगडा गरिराखेका हुन्छन्
आफू कुन स्टेजबाट आएको र आफू कहाँ छु त्यो लेभल नबिर्सेर एक अर्कालाई एकदम यो गाली गर्छ यो चाहिँ यो राम्रो काम हैन यो
And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion. And the question is, what's your take on farmers not receiving payments from government, corporation and private dairies for the past 4 months? Your options are option A, dominating attitude, option B, lack of monitoring, and option C, effect of pandemic. The voting is on. Type in AWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now time for our special segment, Off the Beat.
Nepal Tourism Board has started preparations to transform Palpa's Rani Mahal into a heritage hotel. However, local residents and tourism entrepreneurs have strongly objected to the government plannings. The local residents in Palpa have objected to the government move of the heritage hotel by overlooking a pilot project for tourism development prepared by Tansen municipality. The civil rights campaigners have also viewed that it would be unjustifiable to convert the site, having religious, cultural and archaeological significance, into a commercial hotel. The Rani Mahal that was being looked after by the local residents was handed over to the municipality, which in turn had forwarded a pilot project to promote the historic place as a tourist center. However, the state-owned tourism board has put a proposal of operating a commercial hotel by completely ignoring the earlier plans of the local body. There is a general fear that if the central government proceeds with its project, it will cut off general public's access to a site of archaeological, cultural and historical significance. A woman identified as Suki Badwal committed suicide along with her 4 little children as she jumped into the waters of Karnali River last Monday. Relatives have claimed that she was tired of a drunken husband who would severely beat her up. The incident ironically occurred on 8th of March last week when the entire nation was celebrating International Women's Day. Suki had gone to live with her in-laws only 2 weeks ago. However, she returned home as, according to sources, the husband made some false commitments. The police investigations have also confirmed that the husband, Mansingh, used to beat up Suki when he would go on a drunken spree almost on a daily basis. Police have said that Suki had used a rope to tie herself up with the 4 children before jumping into Karnali. This is Sarah Chitrakar for our special segment of The Beat and Kantipur News Desk.
And those were our latest headlines. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 this morning. Good day.